Welcome back to Access. I'm Nathan and I'm here with Luke from Bungie, and I have just had my first hands-on with the Taken King, which is the new expansion from Destiny, which is a game which has taken up an extraordinary amount of my time this year. We've just been discussing the problem of trying to explain to people anything about Destiny in a very short amount of time.
What is Destiny?
What is it, and what is the Taken King? And so this is, I guess I'm going to start by asking, what we should say is what's in this expansion? What are people going to get?
So yeah, I mean, it is, for us, for Bungie, it is our first major expansion to Destiny, right? So the big thing for us is that it kicks off year 2. You know, we had a bunch of awesome stuff in year 1. It kicks off year 2. I think the main thing that we talk about is people who played before. If you played Dark Below, you heard Eris is raving about this guy. You know, Oryx is coming.
Yep.
So this is the story of Oryx. I mean, right off the bat, you're going to get a full campaign. You're going to be introduced to Oryx. He has this crazy army that he controls called the Taken. You are going to, be tons of new guys you're going to be meeting. You're going to be fighting through them. But yeah, this is the story of Oryx. Very new bad guy. You want to go kill him, hunt him down. To do that, of course, you have first off new subclasses. Every class gets a new subclass.
Those boxes have been haunting us. You know, the empty boxes, and now we finally get to see what was supposed to go in there.
And it's exciting. I mean, I think hopefully every person has, no matter what class you're playing, there's something that you can look forward to. For me, it was back in October, I think. Warlock's my main, so of course the Stormcaller, I was like, I want to shoot electricity. That's gonna be cool. Right. But it was actually back in October when I saw one of our designers, and he was at his desk. He was shooting this bow, and I was like, what is that? Yeah. And he's like, oh, it's going to be the new Hunter. And I'm like,
dude, as soon as I saw that in the trailer, because I was saying, I've only got one character and it's the Hunter, and I was like, I get the bow.
I went home, rolled a Hunter. I now got 134 just getting ready for that. And that's how I said them. Titans, I think, are going to be super excited to have a guy that has both ranged attack and melee. That's the thing. It doesn't, people should appreciate that anybody who used sort of the relic style melee mechanics. I mean, that is when you summon that hammer with Hammer of Soul, you get both melee sort of like plus distance attacks. So subclasses are fun. In addition, of course, there's new gear, new weapons, new exotics. Of course, I hope of course that's going to be coming out with Taken King. And yeah, it's our first. This is our first new destination. So you get the Dreadnought. When we're introduced to Oryx, you the first thing you see is this gigantic floating castle battleship, capital ship in the sky. That's Oryx's ship. So right off the bat, everybody's going to say, I want to take my Guardian. I want to go there. I'm going to fight through the Taken. I'm going to kill Oryx. That's it. Yeah. So and after that, of course, so new place to go. There's also hopefully every activity that you like, strikes, patrols, public events. Of course, PvP. We got 2 new modes we're showing off here, new maps. So pretty much everything. Taken King, we're trying to add that in for the package.
So and I guess one of the questions I wanted answered, the 2 expansions that we've seen so far were very different.
Yep.
And which one worked better, do you think?
That's a good question.
And then which one is this kind of taking after? How did you? Because you must have learned and then put it in here, right?
And so that's a great question. I mean, every release that we do, this is going to sound super cheesy. I mean, we try to basically improve. Every strike we make, we're trying to make it a better strike. Every story we tell, we're trying to make it a better story. So each of those releases, they were smaller than the Taken King. We were trying to basically get better. And I hope you sort of saw, look, storytelling is getting better.
Yeah.
The thing about the Taken King is we had more time, we had more people, and we could tell, I think, a bigger, a more full campaign.
Yeah.
So I think even if you knew nothing about Destiny, I think when I show you Oryx and I'm like, go kill that guy, the story behind him. It's also cool, I think, for players where we now have enough characters in the mix. Like you're like, oh yeah, I recognize Zavala, I recognize Eris is still talking to me. Yeah. So I think we're trying to sort of thread more of a contiguous story. So each one, I don't know. I'm a PvP guy, so I was of course super excited for Trials to come out and House of Wolves. But every release we do, we tell the team, hey, go make something awesome, and everybody's trying to just try to iterate, trying to make something better. So,
and I'm right in thinking the raid is back this time. Is that
we're absolutely a new raid. There's absolutely a new raid.
Because I think it's fair to say that the first Vault of Glass was. I think everyone was astonished by that. It was something completely new, and it obviously extremely hard to design.
Yep.
The second raid, I think people probably go back to it less. Maybe that's the experience of my team of playing.
a lot. I did.
Well, my team do as well, but that's because they're desperate for loot. And this time around, I guess what I'm trying to get at is what have you brought to the raid, having learned again from you do more things. You learn.
I can tell you 3 things about the raid. So the first thing is there was confusion about this. It's absolutely a 6-person raid. Absolutely.
Okay.
Second thing, it's on the Dreadnought. You're going to be going to the Dreadnought. It's awesome space, huge amount of new space for the raid. Really cool stuff there. And third is that Luke Smith will break my thumb if I say anything else about the raid. His thumb, you see it's go crooked. So he's actually in the building, and whenever someone says the word Taken King raid, he gets activated and will come hunt me down and kill me. So I cannot tell you anything else, but all I can say is yes, we've taken feedback. I think it's going to be awesome. I think we're going to love it. And yeah, I mean, and for whatever, again, for continuity, back to Crota. For me, it was really cool that, again, the first thing Oryx says to you is he's like, "You killed my son, Crota." And I think for those of us who did kill Crota a lot,
I did.
Like, yes, I did.
Not just once,
Not
man.
Just once. Many times a week.
A lot,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
So.
I guess another thing with expansions and a way of making a game where you're not doing a sequel, you're trying to carry a group of players with you. There's been various ways of people ascending their guns is one thing I wanted to ask about. For instance, what kind of things are we going to see? 2-point question. What kind of things are we going to see in order to kind of harry people along and so they can catch up with the crowd? But also, for instance, in ascending guns, has that taken the mystery of getting, has it lessened people's desire to go and hunt new loot?
Let me answer your first question, which is absolutely. We know that, for every release we do, we talk a lot about, we're like, okay, how do people play with their friends who've never played before? What is that experience like? We want to make sure that it's not just this train that if you didn't play Destiny year one, you're like, oh, I can never play because I don't want to get caught up. Each release we did, we thought a lot about that. For the Taken King, we actually had new mechanics, and we can't talk about them right now, but absolutely, it's a priority that and not just that. When we actually came out, where we were talking about the Legendary Edition for $60, the whole point of the Legendary Edition is to say for $60 you get Destiny 1, like Dark Below, House of Wolves, and the Taken King for $60. Be like, listen, if you know nothing about it, here's an offering just for you. And there's stuff to make it easy to catch up and play with your friends.
Absolutely,
it's a priority. Yeah. Second question about the investment mechanics and like ascending gear and that kind of stuff. If I was in your, so I have 3 level 34 characters. I got Galahorn on June 3rd, like a little bit ago. If I was in your shoes, I would be choking me to ask me about investment and about what's a light level going to be. I can't talk about that right now.
Okay.
We as a Bungie, I guarantee, I promise you, just like we did with our previous releases, we're gonna have a much longer conversation with the community, with everybody else, saying like, okay, this is how it's gonna work, this is where you're gonna be going, all leading up to Taken King on September 15th. So I promise you those answers are gonna come. But
and just talking about the community, is one thing I should ask is specifically in relation to the kind of the pricing scheme. A lot of my friends have spent a lot of time in the game. They want all the cool stuff. And
Absolutely.
you know the question, but they don't necessarily want to go for the top price point. Is there going to be a collector's edition with all that cool stuff for people who've already played the game?
Yeah, it's so hard. When we were building these, we were like, what are cool things that we can put in each of these different price points? And we said, the team said, here's cool stuff that we can put in the collector's edition. That's when we came out with the like, if you actually get the limited edition, the in-store copy, like we had a team that were like, we think it'd be cool. There's this book, Treasure Island, and we're gonna like have a strange coin in there.
Oh, man.
And then we had the other team that was like, and here's some cool things we think it'd be awesome. They can have an emote, and they can have they can have custom shaders for their class, and they can have these class items. We thought they'd be cool. We didn't mean to piss people off, but they were like, God damn it, I want. So I don't have anything to say more about how we're going to be changing that offer, but our intent was just to try to have cool stuff.
Yeah.
So, the only thing I can say is that for people who are fully caught up, the $40 digital edition is specifically for the people who, if you already have everything in-game only digital purchase for $40, that is the one for you. And then we have this other thing that we're calling it the VIP rewards pack. The whole point of that is to say, if you own all the content coming up to this, or you hit level 30, which I'm sure you probably did, many people did. There's an exclusive thank you from Bungie to the community year one emblem you get. You can show up and be like, you're part of the first year of Destiny. So we're trying to just make cool stuff. We didn't mean to piss people off, but
it happens, doesn't it? I think the game just makes people want everything, and when they can't,
I don't have Mythic class. I don't have Fatebringer. There's stuff I want.
Man, I haven't got any of that stuff. And then my last question is the question that literally everybody wanted me to ask. I don't know if you're going to be able to give me an answer. Can we have more vault space, please?
So I'm on the live team. I absolutely know the community wants it. We already did a little bit with vault space in previous releases. We know it's a top concern. I too have sharded stuff to make it fit in my vault. We don't have anything else to announce about it right now, but is
there a challenge? Is it hard? Is it because people think it's just drawing boxes and pressing a button?
It is harder than drawing.
Right. Okay. As long as people know it's hard, that's the important thing.
We know people care. As a player, I care. We don't have anything else to say about it.
Cool.
But yeah.
No, thanks so much, man. Well, I mean, I am super excited.
Thank you for playing.
Well, a lot. I've been playing a lot. Thank you for making it. Thank you for making it awesome. Thank you for watching. Stick with us at E3. We've got tons more coming up on the channel.